A good Sunday afternoon to you. This Vermont utility outlook is valid the rest of today, Sunday, through next Saturday, January the 2nd. Well, lots of weather will be moving through the region. We have a weather pattern that will be moderately active. The main utility concern will be late Monday night and into Tuesday with a shot of medium wet snow transitioning to freezing rain and some light glazing before ending. This will be preceded by a significant cool down that'll work in actually Sunday night and into Monday, and mostly dry project weather during the day on Monday. A more significant pattern change will take place after yet another shot of primarily rain with some possibilities of freezing rain for Wednesday night into early Thursday. You're looking at the weather pattern right now of old and very persistent, where we have snow basically in these areas here and off to the north and west. You can see some pretty cold air that's working into the northern Rockies and the northern plains now. And just one after another, areas of low pressure stretching out the vorticity and basically elongated amounts of precipitation. What's going to happen here is we're going to finally see an area of higher pressure start to push into the region, and this is going to help work this out of here. This area of higher pressure with this cold air here, you can see in the minus single digits, is going to be gradually working its way across our region and bring us some fair weather on Monday. So looking at the big picture, the most of the eastern two-thirds of the U.S., you can see this is our current precipitation setup right now, and it's primarily rain. This is going to be moving on out, and you can see the thermal packing. The thicknesses here are really packed very, very tight. This is extremely cold air, but we're not going to see this extreme part move in. Instead, we're going to be seeing a lot of this work through, and this is going to be setting the stage with that area of higher pressure. And you can see how the thicknesses are all packed out here. So a lot of the cold air to the north is going to be spreading in and then move on out. And that'll kind of set the stage for the incoming weather system that's fairly complex. You can see several different areas of low pressure. The main area of low pressure will be moving into the Great Lakes. It'll develop a secondary area of low pressure that'll track across southern New England and then out into the Gulf of Maine. So watching this, how this sets up here. A big chunk of precipitation with a pretty healthy plume of moisture. More thunderstorms, it looks like, in the Tennessee Valley region. And this will feed into our neck of the woods here with some fairly good shot of wet snow that's going to be fall. However, it looks like the snow to water ratios are running about 10 to 1. So this is a kind of a medium wet snow. This is not going to be the kind of snow that's going to take down a lot of branches and tree limbs, but something we're going to have to watch, as it will be rather sticky. This first particular snowfall looks like it will transition to warmer conditions aloft. However, it will stay below freezing when this takes place. But you can see that areas that will produce snow will be off to the east of us now, and we'll just see some scattered light sprinkles or drizzle. And this will be taking place for the afternoon on Tuesday and into Tuesday night before things begin to wind down. And then looking at a drier day, it looks like on Wednesday, we can maybe squeeze that in with a crowbar, but we do have precipitation with the next incoming, looks like rain shower activity. This will be, of course, liquid and not frozen. So we're back into a problematic area with cold spots and maybe some travel issues for basically Thursday morning. That will probably continue into Thursday afternoon. But that system works on through pretty quickly. And then it tails off with a little bit of snow shower and flurry activity. And then we're into the lake effect machine and undergoing a fairly significant pattern change. The Arctic oscillation will be falling, and as it goes negative, we're looking at a weakening of the polar vortex and a much better scenario here, setting us up for what would be kind of a return to what we think of as normal winter. You can see a lot of lake effect action. This will be actually coming in on Saturday with a kind of an Alberta Clipper system. So instead now we're looking at weather systems that'll be moving in, and that'll keep us cold enough below freezing when we'll start to accrue snow. Okay, this is 7-day total accumulated precipitation. You can see it's pretty healthy, up around 1.5 inches. Overall weighted temperature is still running above normal, with colder than normal conditions across most of the western two-thirds, I'd say, of the country. And then we're looking at 3 days later, still running above normal, 3 to 6 degrees above normal for this time of year. That's despite some pretty good intrusions. However, we also have another warm intrusion that's going to be taking place, it looks like, to the middle part of next week. Overall trends, we're looking at this today with temperatures topping out in the upper 30s to around the 40-degree mark, depending on location. Northern Vermont will not see these kinds of temperatures to closer to 35. However, what we're looking at is a pretty good fall tonight in temperature, and it'll set the stage for well, colder wintertime weather on Monday and Tuesday, and we have that incoming weather system here with cold temperatures. 32 degrees, anything below that, looks like we're good to go. However, we're going to see that wet snowfall and then change over, transition to some freezing drizzle, freezing rain, and then temperatures do warm up where highs are basically going to be around 35 degrees. Even the overnight lows will go either right around the freezing mark. So this is a little bit warmer condition basically for Wednesday into Thursday with the next shot of precip working on through. And then thereafter, we're starting to see a much more of a cool down and a steady state cool down that may be lasting a while. I want to show you the latest Arctic Oscillation Index. You can see this is roughly around our neck of the woods here today. And what we're looking at in general is it's been above normal, and this has been the case. Occasionally it's gone down and flirted with zero. But again, this is indicative of the polar vortex strength. The higher the number, the stronger the polar vortex, and it has been up around 4 at times for the last couple of months. And that's what's been keeping us so abnormally warm, especially in December. Well, now we're starting to see some changes with the polar vortex weakening. This is the mean here. This is the control run, and each model run is starting to really reduce that wind, roughly right around the first, second day of January, and this will continue. This is about next Saturday, and it looks like we're in for some winter weather for a change, and potentially a stormy weather pattern may develop if the North Atlantic Oscillation also begins to show up this pattern, and it does appear that that's going to happen. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.